Well, what's up, guys? And so, episode 3 of Loki season 2 is here, and this is the episode where we finally get Jonathan Majors' Victor Timely. I feel like with this episode, I feel like we dive into so much more about the TVA and its origin, and even with the time travel elements that are involved in here, and even with Renslayer, and even so much more as so like really connected, and even with that ending, as totally gonna answer like so many questions like downline include for a cliffhanger that'll be revealed for something very big. So this will be my full spoiler review and explain for the entire episode, go over everything that they may miss and so much more. And so if you're new here, be sure to subscribe and click the bell. There's always on video videos. So let's get into it. And so at the start of this episode, especially with the purpose of this, is that even with the timelines that were pruned and with everything that is now destroyed, even with like innocent lives, and now even with the Obi that says, and they need like the loom's capacity to manage like all of those branches, or like it'll fail, but because even though that with Loki and Mobius, they go back in time and even talk about the origin of the TVA, and even maybe meeting with that Victor Timely Variant as well. So that's why we see him go through the old times, and even at the start of the episode, we see a Renslayer going back in time to the 1860s in Chicago, Illinois. And even so that like she is also trying to find Victor Timely. And next we see Loki and Mobius going back in time to 1893 in Chicago, Illinois, where they had to find the Victor Timely Kang Variant and to bring him to the TVA and to fix the temporal loom. And even as they search around, this is the town fair, and then we see the most hilarious thing is that even with like Loki, that he points out Thor and Odin, and he sort of jokes at them, and then we see on the left that this is Boulder the Brave, and now there was a concept art of him that was supposed to be played by Daniel Craig, who was supposed to show up in Multiverse Madness, but I'm glad that they kept this in. Next, we see them attend a presentation for Victor Timely is for the temporal marvel, and which like this is how it's all explained. But even with the aura, and they need to get access to the loom, and even so that they can prevent the timelines from being pruned, and even in the TVA, and even with this King Variant that we're seeing here, this is Victor Timely, and now even as we discussed from that Ant-Man Quantumania post-credit scene, when the scene was shown up for the first time, even with the Victor Timely Kang Variant, he's an inventor from the past, and he was sort of like a rival, but even so I think with the twist here is that what Loki and Mobius are searching for is that this is Victor Timely, which this is the variant of He Who Remains, aka the founder of the TVA. Even as you see Victor Timely right here, and even as he is trying to sell his temporal loom, and what he does, and then we see a Loki encounter a fellow right here, and you know that like he doesn't want to engage in any physical contact. Like this is how we see a Loki now, and even doing his mischievous ways by making him disappear, and even the Renslayer noticing him, and that like it's like that's the guy who destined to become He Who Remains, even to run the entire TVA. And next we see Victor Timely running after one of the bidders, and that he sold to that when there's a temporal loom, it was fake because even with the Timely, like he is a fraud, and then he starts running, and then with Loki and Sylvie that they go after him, and then that would Loki that he convinces Sylvie that like they should like take him into the TVA to fix everything, especially with the temporal loom, that stop all this, especially that it will stop pruning timelines, and even that was Sylvie, and that like she said like that the man is a thief of all free will, a dangerous man, and even with Loki is saying all this, that like maybe they're going to fight over control of the TVA, and even with Loki, like even as they're going to predict that like maybe Loki will be like the new king and the new ruler of the TVA. But even as we take a look at this right here, and even with Sylvie that won't let Loki like bring in Victor Timely into the TVA, and even to save it all, and Sylvie and that like kind of let this king of Variant live, because you with Sylvie that every time she gets in the way of a king of Variant, like she wants to kill every single one of them. Next, we see Victor Timely and Renslayer having a conversation. It looks like they're having some sort of a connection here, and even when Timely shows Renslayer and with the invention that he's created, and even it's the blueprints, and it's just especially for the pruning machines, and even and that I mean the aura, and even to access the loom, and so much more. And then he brings up Oral Burrow, like who is OB, and then even like I'm starting to think that like maybe that OB that he could possibly be not a good guy, like even at like the start of the show, and even up until now that he could be a good guy, but he could or could not. But that's have to wait and see. And even with a Timely himself, bring up Oral Burrow, and it seems like Oral Burrow could be a bad guy. And next, so we can see Renslayer using the pruning machine that Victor Timely invented, and now she's going to use a weapon into trying to prune him. And even Loki and Mobius are coming in, and even Mobius tells Renslayer what she's doing, and this is going to help her find free will, and then right before Renslayer is about to prune him, and even with their mission, it was supposed to be led by he who remains, especially for now is Variant. Even that with this version of the King Variant of Victor Timely, it looks to be sort of a good guy. And then we see Sylvia coming in, and then even that was Sylvie, and that she wants to kill this King Variant, and even this is a Victor Timely, this is the founder of the TVA, and then even with Victor Timely that claims he's a good guy, and Sylvie shouldn't have hurt him, and even that with Loki and Mobius they need Victor Timely and to have helping them, especially with the temporal loom. And now let's talk about the ending, especially for that cliffhanger. And now it's also Renslayer as she is taken to the Citadel at the end of time, and that is King's Castle. That we can see that with he who remains is dead, and that he is definitely dead for sure. And then with the Miss Minutes, and that she is about to reveal he who made his secrets to Renslayer, and even with the big question that is what is Miss Minutes hiding, that even though she has a big secret that she wants to tell Renslayer, that even that it'll be insert at some point, but maybe it's sort of related to Renslayer's history. I'm excited to wait to see what this biggest secret is that Renslayer has to know whether she's related to him or not. But I'm gonna say excited to see how the rest of this goes down. So my final thoughts on this episode of Loki season 2. I thought it was another great episode. We definitely got some awesome time travel elements in here, especially going back in time, especially into the 1890s, and even with Loki and Mobius going to see about the origin of the TVA, especially with the Victor Timely Variant, even the Jonathan Majors, and I'm just glad that we got to see him in this episode, and even with his performance overall, I thought it was great, and even playing this good version of King, and even though that with a Timely he's an adventure, but even that we got a twist, and even that was so much more, and that's headed to the temporal loom, and so much it's about to go down in future episodes, especially for the next one as well. So yeah, I'm getting very excited for what's to come. And so that is going to be in the first video, and let me know you guys' thoughts in the comments down below. And what your thoughts on episode 3 of Loki season 2, and give me a rating 1 out of 10, and let me know your thoughts. Don't forget to give this video a like and subscribe, and turn on notifications about future videos. And also follow my social, which are linked down below. And with that, I'll see y'all in the next video. Peace.